Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Social Live. We've got a great show for you today, and it is snowing here in New York City. I am freezing and drinking an iced tea.
I know, I did the same thing today. I just had a craving for iced coffee despite all the snow. Call me crazy.
You're crazy. You asked me for it.
I know. Well, I did see a meme the other day about how cold does it have to be to stop getting iced coffee.
What was the answer?
Well, there was no answer.
Well, what did everyone comment? What
I don't know.
Say?
I don't remember. But for me, I think 30 degrees.
30 degrees.
What is the temperature outside?
I think it's 35 today, which is why the snow is not sticking. Thank goodness, because I cannot stand this weather. I am ready to head down south to Florida permanently.
Oh, so am I.
I can't wait.
So
One day.
SocialFly south. One day.
A girl can dream. Well, we have an exciting show for you today, and in just a few minutes after we get through our big social media updates, we'll be welcoming the founder of Henry Tax to the show. So we're going to be answering all of your burning tax questions. So if you have any questions about how to prepare your taxes, just questions in general about tax season, start commenting below, and we will try to take some of your questions live on air. And we'll be providing everyone with a discount code to use the new service, henry.tax. By using the code SocialFly, we'll tell you more about that in just a bit.
You'll get 10% off.
But we have some big baby news at SocialFly.
Yes, so we're kicking things off with Kardashian news today. Kim Kardashian had her third child yesterday via a surrogate. So if you're living under a rock and you didn't know that she was having a baby because she was not physically pregnant, yesterday she had her third child and she announced the news on her app. And she talked about her struggles to get pregnant on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And if you watch the show, this is not a surprise to you. And also her sisters are also pregnant. Khloe is 6 months pregnant. And Kylie is still a mystery.
TBD.
But she is pregnant and she will be having that baby at some point soon. If she didn't have it already.
And I'm sure it will be announced on social media, just like Kim announced the birth of her new baby girl yesterday by posing in a glamour shot and using the hashtag mother of three, or mom of three, she wrote.
She looks great for just having a kid yesterday.
Well, this is what I want to know. Do you think that Kim's new baby photo is going to beat the Instagram record for Beyonce's pregnancy announcement?
Who has more followers, Kim or Beyonce? Do we know?
Kim has 102,000.
So Beyonce has more.
And Beyonce has...
I'm going to say no.
You don't think she's going to beat it?
She won't beat it. Beyonce
doesn't have that. Beyonce has 100 million followers.
And what does Kim have?
102 million.
So yeah,
I think they're going to be neck and neck.
My bet is no.
I think she's going to beat it.
But I think Kylie is going to shut down the app when she posts. I think it's going to break.
It's possible. So my prediction is she will post her first photo on Instagram. But in other social media news, in Facebook news, there was a big update last week to the Facebook algorithm. And after this announcement came, Facebook shares fell about 4%, but they are climbing back up, so I'm not worried at all. Facebook is now prioritizing content that your friends and family members are sharing, and they're really focusing on content that people are engaging with. And this doesn't mean, posting a heart emoji or a smiley emoji or tagging your friend in a comment on Facebook. Facebook is looking for you to really engage in the content. So an example would be, if you're watching right now, commenting below at least 1 to 2 sentences on why SocialLIVE is your favorite show to wake up to.
If you really, really
if you want to write a paragraph.
Just don't be shy. Share all the details of how you're enjoying your snow day, what you love most about SocialLIVE, the favorite outfits we've worn over the past few years. Really, just share it all.
Facebook wants to see your content, your comments, and wants to know that you're actually engaged in the content. They're trying to avoid people passively scrolling on Facebook. And I'm definitely guilty of this. I sit on my phone, especially at night, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm scrolling, and I'm scrolling, and I'm scrolling, and I'll eventually stop and watch a video. But they're really trying to change this. So if you've noticed your Facebook feeds are looking a little bit different, it's happened. Your Facebook feeds are changing. But the big question is, how is this update going to affect brands? The answer is that this update has really been in existence for the past couple of years, and brands really need to continue to pay to play to promote their content.
Yeah, we've been saying this for years. On Facebook, it's no longer an organic platform. It hasn't been for a long time. You have to promote your content with Facebook ad spend if you want that content to be seen. So this really isn't new news, but it will impact media companies significantly because they typically get a lot of organic reach, and you're not going to be seeing that anymore.
Yes, so moral of the Facebook update is utilize Facebook's advertising platform. It is by far the best advertising platform that exists. You can reach your exact target audience wherever they are, and if you produce really amazing thumb-stopping content that makes people want to engage, you're going to rise to the top and do a killer job for your brand.
All right, we've got a YouTube update as well. So on Tuesday morning, the company announced that they're going to be making changes to how videos on the platform make money. So you're no longer, they're going to be, change how you advertise so that your advertisements can never be seen on hate speech content, child exploitation content, or any other questionable content. And this comes after lots of backlash that the company has seen since major brands have posted their ads on the platform.
So, I mean, this really started because Logan Paul had posted really inappropriate content that I won't even mention the video that was majorly flagged and talked about over the past few weeks. And brands don't want to be associated with this type of content. So if I am spending money on YouTube, I don't want my ad to be running on a video where Logan Paul is doing things that are completely inappropriate, because that associates my brand with that type of content, which isn't great. So I think this is a really great update on YouTube's part. We need to be sure that content that is put out there, and especially in front of children, is appropriate, and that brands can decide if they want to be associated with that type of content.
Right, and then they're also making it tougher to become part of its partner program. So now you need at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time over the past 12 months to be a part of the partner program.
So this is good. They're vetting their content creators who are able to make money from advertising. All right, this is an update this weekend that I really liked. This update. This was interesting. So I was scrolling.
This was a fun one.
I was scrolling on Instagram stories this weekend, and I bet you guys saw this too, or some of you may have seen this. And I started seeing my friends' selfies posted next to an old painting, and I was like, what the heck is this? Why would people be posting these photos? So I did a little digging and found out that that the Google Arts and Culture app was launched to be able to upload a picture of yourself, a recent selfie, and then they would match you with a famous painting that you look like. So I tried this week, and I saw that you tried this too.
Yeah, I tried it too. I did it yesterday, sent it over to Jules. I think she's putting them up on the screen right now. Apparently we have a similar one.
Yes, we matched because we look so much alike.
We matched at the net.
So when I uploaded my photo, even though Google said that they're not going to be storing your photo, I don't know if I believe this one. I'm like, this is Google's way to get everyone's current photos updated into their system. What do you think?
I agree. I think that typically these fun little activities that these social media platforms do are really a way to collect more data, but it's still fun.
It is fun. But you know what? Everyone has our data, because if you now have the iPhone 10 and you're using the facial recognition, every time you let the app see your face, our photos are everywhere. So you know what? You either just have to embrace it and give everyone your photo and hope for the best, or not use any of these platforms. So if you guys want to try this app, now that we may have scared you a little bit, it's still fun. You can download Google's Arts and Culture app. It is in the App Store, and you can also head on over to their website. All right, guys, it is time for us to answer all of your burning tax questions. Tax season is right around the corner, and we have Michael Chen, who is the founder of Henry Tax, here to debunk all of the biggest tax myths. Thank you so much for coming on Social Live.
Thank you for having me.
And Michael is a recent client of ours, and we are launching all of Henry's social media today, and we will be putting the links below so you can start following, and you'll be able to get lots of tax tips over the next few weeks as we lead up to tax season. So Michael, can you tell us a little bit about Henry Tax and why you started this new company?
Sure. Henry Tax is basically an online platform that allows users to upload their information and answer a few simple questions, and our algorithm will figure out the information that they've uploaded and connect them to an expert CPA. And their involvement is generally less than 10 minutes.
Can you talk to us about the benefits of working with a real CPA or another service?
Well, the most self-prepare softwares, there is no judgment or expertise or judgment there to figure out what is the best option for the users. So what they are forced to do is ask hundreds of unnecessary questions in order to capture everything that they think they need. But when you work with an expert CPA, what ends up happening is the person who's working with you will use years of experience to decipher what's relevant and what's not relevant, and therefore maximizing your deductions.
So essentially, when you use Henry Tax, you're just uploading your information, which only takes a few minutes, and then it gets sent over to a professional CPA who the person is paired with, and then the CPA is actually preparing the taxes versus these other self-prepare platforms where you have to essentially figure everything out yourself.
That's correct. And I just might add that all of our CPAs have at least 10 years in tax experience.
Which is very important.
Absolutely.
Because when we go through some of these questions, it is quite complicated to understand how to actually prepare your taxes.
Sure.
So you definitely need a professional for sure.
We strongly recommend it.
So your service is perfect for millennials, and a lot of millennials have tons of tax questions because it can be their first time having to figure out how to do their taxes on their own. It might be their first job out of college, or maybe their parents have helped them for the first few years and now they're on their own. So we have compiled 7 common questions and myths for you to answer about tax season. So here's the first question. We'll start with an easy one.
Okay. When
are taxes due this year?
This year, taxes are due on April 17th. It's generally due on the 15th, but because the 15th is a Sunday and the 16th is a local holiday in District of Columbia, and that's why taxes have been pushed back to the 17th. All
right, guys, you have 2 extra days to complete your taxes this year, but don't worry, we're going to have you get started early because we're giving everyone a 10% off coupon to use Henry Tax today by using the code SOCIALFLY. So we'll be sharing that below as well. All right, are you ready for a few more questions?
Sure.
So what if you pay in cash? Or what if you get paid in cash? Do you have to report that?
Absolutely. The IRS's position is that any income received, doesn't matter what form it is, it's reportable income to you. But typically, if you received income from one company, more than $600, they're supposed to supply a Form 1099 to you, and that's what you'll be using to prepare your tax returns.
My goodness, this is complicated. I'm glad that your company exists. Okay, here's another one. If I claim more dependents, do I get more money in each of my paychecks?
Yes, and the reason is this. Each dependent represents a $4,050 deduction against your income. So when you claim one deduction, you get $4,050. If you claim 2 deductions, you get $8,100 in deductions, and the additional deductions results in additional paycheck.
Interesting.
What qualifies you as a dependent?
Or to claim someone.
Or to claim someone as a dependent.
There are generally 3 types of dependents. One is a qualified child, your related child. Typically, if that child lives with you and is under 18, you can claim that child as a dependent.
All right, Kim Kardashian, now she has 3. She can claim 3, right?
I don't think she needs dependents.
I think she makes too much money to benefit from that. But if the child is over 18, then he or she has to be a full-time student in order to qualify. And the second type of dependent is unrelated person. For an unrelated person to be a dependent of yours, the person has to live with you and make less than $4,050 in income. And then the third type is your parents. Your parents do not have to live with you, but you do have to provide more than 50% of their support.
Very interesting. So I just got married. How do you recommend I go about filing my taxes, and what is the difference between filing jointly or separately?
Sure. Generally, most people file jointly, and the reason is there is just no benefit in filing separate tax returns. And also, when you file separate tax returns, you need to coordinate a lot more in order to maximize the benefits. So, for example, if one spouse claims the standard deduction, the other spouse cannot claim the itemized deduction. And there are other inefficiencies in filing separate returns. So we generally recommend filing joint unless you have a good reason not to.
So if you have questions about this, you can use your service, and your expert CPA will walk you through all of these steps.
Absolutely.
So if I use Henry Tax, how long is it going to take to get started?
Well, my wife have never filed a tax return for obvious reasons. And, one day I had her testing Henry, and she had our 3-year-old on the left, on her left arm, and she was signing up, going through the process, and I think she spent about 5 to 6 minutes. So we're telling people it should take less than 10 minutes.
So less than 10 minutes to start using Henry Tax, and as I mentioned before, everyone who is watching today, if you use their new service, you're getting 10% off. So thank you so much for offering that special perk to our SocialFly viewers. And thank you so much for coming on SocialLIVE today and sharing your company with our viewers. If you guys want to follow Henry Tax and get all of the latest updates on what is happening in the world of tax and your burning questions answered, you can follow them on social media at henry.tax. That's HENRY.TAX. And we will be back next week with another special show. We are so excited that you joined today, so we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Stay warm.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.